If you have ever tweaked your back before. Any fellow tweaker, a whole bunch of fellow tweakers in the room. Not twerked your back, tweaked your back, right? May have twerked your back last night, but there was a lot of twerk hands that went, tweak, I'm confusing myself now. There's a lot of tweakers in the room, fellow tweakers. You know what it's like to pull your back for the first time. First time I ever pulled my back, it was 3 days after I left my government job at SaskTel. I decided to leave that government job, and I was going to join my wife Darcy in our small home-based business. So we were doing something new, right? Kids were little. 3 days after I left my good government job, I'm at home, you know, it's the beginning of something new, had my old dad t-shirt on, wearing my underwear, black work socks on. I was looking good, as you can imagine. I saunter on out to the garage, and Darcy had the kids out, so I'm by myself at home. I saunter on out to the garage, and I bend over to pick up an empty garbage can, and I lock up. Like, totally can't move. All I can do is very slowly fall forward onto my greasy garage floor. So I'm laying there. I muster enough might to kind of turn myself over. I'm now lying under the front end of my 1996 Dodge minivan in my gotch. Of course, garage door open. Nobody's home. I can't move. I got a little time on my hands, and I start thinking. And the first thing that hits me is, hold on a sec. I don't have a real job anymore. I just quit my job. That means I don't have disability insurance anymore. I can't even move right now. What if I can't walk anymore? What if I can't work anymore? What if I can't support my family? I was freaking out. Question. How do you go from having a pretty good day, you know, beginning of something new, transition in life, to laying under the front end of your minivan, catastrophizing and totally stressed out? Discussion going on, why was I so stressed out? What was being talked about at your table?
Life.
I'm sorry?
Life.
Life? What do you mean by life?
Just everything comes down on you because you feel like
Yeah,
all there.
It happens, right? It's all there. You're sitting there, and sometimes everything hits you all at once, right? Thank you for sharing. Why else was I stressed out?
Wanting to do a really good job.
Wanting to do a really good job? In what capacity?
All the perception that you want to do a really good job for the people that you serve, and
Yeah.
and
You guys can relate to that,
No.
right? To hell with those citizens, right? Yeah, wanting to do a really good job for your family's depending on you, right? You're a provider. You want to be able to step up to the plate. What else was happening in that moment?
You were taking on way too much.
I'm sorry?
Like you were trying to deal with everything going wrong
Right.
instead of just, I'm lying here under the Dodge minivan, how
Right.
do I get myself out of this problem?
Right.
Took everything else.
That thinking just kind of snowballs on you, right? Oh my God, what if, right?
And you had no pants on.
I had no pants on. Wait. Thanks for stating the obvious. Come on, I took you guys long enough. Actually, I was at a session, this was just like last month, and a guy says, you realized you owned a minivan, you poor bastard. As I was sitting there with no pants on, in my underwear, we have this little old lady named Lois, beautiful little old lady. She's always walking around the neighborhood. She's got this yappy little dog. So as I laid there with no pants on, I'm thinking, oh, please don't let Lois find me. Please don't let Lois find me. Yeah, I can just see her looking down at me, disappointed, dog licking me and stuff as I lay there. What else did we see in that moment?
You had no control of the situation.
No control of the situation. We love control, right? We like to know where things are at. Now, thank you guys for sharing. I appreciate when people share and interact. Now, everything that we talked about is exactly on the money. And what we talked about is all part of the stress response. But what I want to do is slow things down a little bit and highlight one fact. That whenever we feel stressed out, there is an order. There's an order. And usually stress happens so fast that we don't realize that there was actually a 1-2 process that just happened there. The bulk of stress that we will feel and the bulk of stress that we will generate in our bodies starts right here with a thought. And what kind of thought is it? It's an I don't like this negative thought, right? That's where, as we talked about, that's where my thinking was going. It was you were dealing with way too much. It was down the road. I can't even move. What if I can't work anymore? What if? And I was running all the worst case scenarios. And it was that thought that starts to trigger everything that we tend to term as stress, right? The anxiety, the worry, the starting to perspire, the high blood pressure, all of these sorts of things. And leave us feeling out of control and emotional and not in our best place of thinking. So friends, what I want to highlight with this is that it really does come down to being as simple as this, that stress starts right with the negative thoughts that you have about it. That's what triggers your body's natural stress response. And now I know that it's tempting to feel like, oh, how is stress not in tax time, right? When the levies come out and all that, and you're getting all the phone calls, or you've got that disagreement, that odd disagreement with the counselor, right? I know it hardly ever happens, but stress is not in the situation. Stress is in how you think about the situation. And most of the stress that we feel comes with how you dwell on the situation. Did you ever notice that the moment happens very quickly, but the stress lingers? The stress lingers, right? And most of it is what happens here in the moment and afterwards, where our thinking goes.